January 8th, 2017, 4:47 in the morning. Los Mochis, Sinaloa. Flashbang grenades shatter the windows. Mexican Marines pour through every door. Gunfire erupts in the darkness. You're running barefoot through a tunnel beneath your safe house. Concrete scrapes your feet raw. Behind you, the sound of boots. Dogs barking. Helicopter blades cutting the air above. You've evaded capture for 13 years. You've escaped maximum security prison twice. You're worth $14 billion. You control 60% of cocaine entering the United States. And now you're crawling through a drainage pipe in your underwear. 3 hours later, they drag you into a van. Your face hits every news channel on Earth. El Chapo captured. Again. But here's the thing nobody talks about. You didn't start as a kingpin. You started as a 14-year-old kid sitting on a plastic chair outside a convenience store, watching the road, earning $50 a week. Every cartel boss has the same origin story. They all climb the same ladder, rung by rung, body by body. This is that ladder. This is your life as every Mexican cartel rank. Level 1, El Halcón, the lookout. You're 14 years old, Culiacán, Sinaloa. Your father drove a taxi until the cartel needed his route. He said no. They found his body in the Sierra Madre 3 weeks later. Your mother works 2 jobs. Your sister sells gum at traffic lights. A man approaches you at the basketball court. He knows your name. He knows your father's name. You want to eat? You want your family to eat? Sit on that corner. Watch the road. Text me if you see military. Text me if you see black SUVs. That's it. That's your interview. You're a halcón now, a falcon, the cartel's eyes. You earn 800 pesos a week, about $50. Cash, no receipts. You sit outside a convenience store with a phone and a Coca-Cola. You watch traffic patterns. You learn license plates. You memorize faces. The municipal police drive by twice daily. They wave. They're on payroll. The state police? Same thing. $2,000 a month each. The real threat is the Marines, La Marina. They can't be bought. When you see their convoys, you have 30 seconds to send the warning. One afternoon, you fall asleep. A military truck rolls through. You wake up to 47 missed messages. A man appears beside you. He doesn't yell, he just stares. Next time we cut off your hands. Then we bury you in the desert. You understand? You understand. You never fall asleep again. Level 2, El Transportista, the transporter. You're 17. You've been a reliable halcón for 3 years. No mistakes, no attention. The plaza boss notices. A man approaches you at a gas station. You know how to drive? Of course you do. You've been stealing cars since you were 12. Good. Tomorrow, 5 a.m., warehouse on the south side. You show up. There's a white Kenworth semi-truck. The cargo area is packed with watermelons, 2,000 of them. Underneath the watermelons, welded into a false floor, are 400 kilograms of crystal methamphetamine. Street value, $12 million. Your route, Culiacán to Nogales, 9 hours, 1 highway, 3 military checkpoints. If you get stopped, you're looking at 40 years in Puente Grande. If you make it, you get $3,000 cash. You drive. Every time headlights appear in your mirror, your heart stops. Every checkpoint, your hands shake on the wheel. The soldiers look at your manifest. Watermelons. They poke a few with a knife. They wave you through. They've been paid. You just didn't know it. You arrive at a warehouse outside Nogales at 2:17 p.m. Men you've never seen unload the truck. One hands you an envelope. You've never held this much cash in your life. You do it again the following week, and the week after that. You're making more in one trip than your mother makes in 6 months. You buy her a refrigerator, new shoes for your sister. You tell them you're working construction in Tijuana. They don't ask questions, they just thank God. After 14 months, you've moved 6 tons of product, 0 arrests, 0 accidents. You've proven something crucial. You don't panic under pressure. The cartel rewards reliability. The cartel punishes everything else. Level 3, El Cobrador, the collector. You're 20, you've earned trust. Now you earn something else, a gun. They give you a Glock 19, 3 magazines, and a list of 34 addresses. You're a cobrador now, a collector. Your job is simple. Extract the monthly tax from every business in your zona. The tax is called derecho de piso, the right to exist on this floor. Everyone pays, no exceptions. A taco stand, 500 pesos weekly. A pharmacy, 3,000. A nightclub, 15,000. A car dealership, 50,000. You show up every Monday, you collect envelopes. Most business owners don't make eye contact. They've learned. But there's always someone who thinks they're special. A restaurant owner in Colonia Centro refuses to pay. Business has been slow, he says. He'll pay double next month, he promises. You nod, you leave. You return at 2 a.m. with 4 other men. You smash every window. You destroy every table. You drag the owner into his own kitchen and beat him until he can't stand. You don't say anything. You don't need to. The next Monday, his wife hands you the envelope. It contains triple the usual amount. The restaurant never misses another payment. You're making $2,000 a week now. You buy a used BMW 3 Series. You buy your mother a house in a gated community. She cries when she sees it. She doesn't ask where the money comes from. You're also becoming a target. Rival cartels want your territory. The government wants to make examples. Every collection run, you're exposed, vulnerable. 3 months in, a collector from your crew gets ambushed. CJNG shooters. They torture him for 6 hours before uploading the video to social media. The cartel doesn't send condolences, they send a replacement. That's when you realize, at this level, you're still furniture. Useful, but replaceable. You need to move up, or you'll end up in a video too. Level 4, Jefe de Célula, cell leader. You're 24. You've collected for 4 years without getting killed or arrested. That's rare. That's valuable. The plaza boss summons you to a meeting in a ranch outside Guasave. Armed men everywhere, armored trucks, German shepherds. He's a man in his 50s, gold Rolex, cowboy boots, eyes that have seen 1,000 deaths. You run a cell now, 10 men. Your territory is the Port District. Don't disappoint me. That's your promotion. You're a jefe de célula, a cell leader. You command a small army. Your job has 3 pillars. Move product, generate revenue, eliminate threats. The cartel supplies you with 80 kilograms of cocaine every month. You break it down. You distribute it to 15 street-level dealers. You collect the money. You send 90% up the chain. You keep 10%. That's $60,000 to $120,000 monthly in your pocket, cash. But you're also responsible for violence. When Cartel Jalisco Nueva Generación tries to establish a foothold in your zona, you respond immediately. You don't ask permission, you handle it. A rival crew kills one of your halcones, a 15-year-old kid, shot in the face. You locate their safe house within 48 hours. You send 8 men with AR-15s and hand grenades. They arrive at 3 a.m. They don't knock. When it's over, 6 bodies. The message is clear. The newspapers report it as a confrontation between criminal groups. The governor expresses concern. Nothing happens. He receives $500,000 monthly from your organization. You're living well now. House with a pool, new Ford Raptor, a girlfriend who believes you own a seafood export business. But you're managing chaos. Your men are young, reckless. They get high on their own supply. They start fights in clubs. They post photos on Instagram with stacks of cash and assault rifles. You have to discipline them. Sometimes that means a beating. Sometimes that means a bullet to the head, wrapped in plastic, dumped in the desert. And the pressure from above never stops. The regional boss wants more money, more territory, more bodies. If you don't deliver, you're replaced. In this business, replacement means execution. Level 5, Operador Regional, regional operator. You're 29. You've run yourself flawlessly for 5 years. Revenue up 40%. 0 federal arrests. 0 territory lost. The cartel has a problem. Their regional operator in Mazatlan got captured by DEA-supported Marines. He's awaiting extradition to the United States. They need someone to take his place. They choose you. You control a city now. Population, 500,000. 5 cell leaders report to you. You manage supply, distribution, logistics, and war. Your meetings happen in safe houses that change weekly. You arrive in armored Suburbans with bulletproof glass and run-flat tires. You travel with 8 bodyguards. You carry a gold-plated pistol you've never actually fired. Your job is strategic. The plaza boss wants to expand into Durango. You plan the operation. First, intelligence. You spend $50,000 bribing local police for information on Cartel del Golfo's positions. You identify their cell leaders. You map their supply routes. You find their weaknesses. Second, corruption. You meet with the municipal police chief of Victoria de Durango in a restaurant over steak. You slide an envelope across the table, $200,000 cash, for his retirement fund. In exchange, his officers will be conveniently absent on a specific night. He takes it. They always take it. Third, execution. 30 of your men roll into Durango at 2 a.m. 3 convoys. Synchronized attack on 4 locations. By dawn, the rival cell leader is dead. His body hangs from an overpass with a cardboard sign. This plaza now belongs to CDS. Attentamente, La Chapizza. You also manage the money. Millions flow through your hands monthly. You can't deposit it in banks. You launder it. You buy 3 seafood restaurants, a car wash chain, a construction company, a real estate development firm. Legitimate businesses that wash illegal profits. Your accountant, a former bank manager, creates shell companies in Panama and the Cayman Islands. Money flows through 14 different accounts before it becomes clean. You're earning $300,000 monthly. You have properties in 4 states, a wife and 2 children who live in a gated community in Guadalajara. They think you're an import-export consultant. They don't ask questions. But the walls are closing in. The DEA has your phone tapped. Your lawyer told you. So you communicate through handwritten notes. Burner phones that get destroyed after 1 call. Face-to-face meetings only. You're also fighting a 3-front war. The government wants to arrest you. Rival cartels want to kill you. And ambitious men in your own organization want your position. You sleep 4 hours a night. You trust no one completely, not even your own brother. If you're realizing that the cartel isn't a gang, but a multi-billion-dollar corporation with a CEO, middle management, and entry-level employees, you're starting to understand why it's almost impossible to destroy. Hit like and subscribe, because the next levels, that's where money becomes meaningless, and paranoia becomes your only friend. Level 6, Plaza Boss. You're 36. You run an entire state. Every kilogram of cocaine that enters Sinaloa, every murder, every bribe, every shipment that crosses into Arizona, it all flows through you. You have 800 men under your command, cell leaders, regional operators, sicarios, accountants, lawyers. You generate $50 million monthly for the Cartel Federation. But nobody knows your face. You don't do interviews. You don't appear in photographs. The DEA has a file on you, but the photo is 12 years old. You've had plastic surgery twice since then. Your own cousins wouldn't recognize you on the street. You live in a compound in the Sierra Madre Mountains, 25-foot walls, armed guards with .50 caliber machine guns, attack dogs, motion sensors, infrared cameras. You haven't left this compound in 8 months. Your work is politics now. You negotiate with other cartels to avoid unnecessary wars. Territory disputes that could kill hundreds get settled over dinner. You give them Michoacan, they give you Sonora. Everyone makes money. Everyone stays alive. You meet with governors, generals, federal prosecutors. You don't threaten them. You make them offers. A suitcase containing $3 million, a monthly stipend, a piece of the empire, shares in legitimate businesses that will make their families wealthy for generations. Most of them accept. Politicians, after all, are just businessmen with better PR. The ones who refuse, they get exposed. Photographs with mistresses, evidence of past corruption, bank records from offshore accounts. Their careers end overnight. Their families leave them. Their reputations become ash. And if they still refuse, they disappear. A federal prosecutor in Hermosillo rejected your offer. He was building a case against your organization. 93 counts, enough to extradite you to the United States. His car exploded on a Tuesday morning. His wife and 2 children were inside. The case died with him. You didn't order this personally. You never do. You simply mentioned to your security chief that this prosecutor was becoming a problem. 24 hours later, the problem ceased to exist. That's power. Real power. The kind that doesn't require you to pull triggers. You're also a CEO now. You manage logistics on a continental scale. Cocaine arrives from Colombia via submarine. Small semi-submersibles that carry 8 tons each. They surface off the coast of Chiapas. Your men unload them in the middle of the night. Precursor chemicals for methamphetamine arrive from China. Legal shipments to pharmaceutical companies that exist only on paper. The chemicals get rerouted to super labs in the mountains. Heroin comes from poppy fields in Guerrero. Thousands of farmers working land that their families have worked for generations. They grow poppies now because you pay 3 times what corn pays. You coordinate tunnels under the border, sophisticated engineering projects that cost $2 million each, ventilation systems, lighting, rail tracks, some stretch for a mile. You coordinate drones, hundreds of them. Each one carries 10 to 15 kilograms across the border every night. You coordinate shipping containers, 20-ton shipments hidden inside legitimate cargo, avocados, auto parts, electronics. You're moving $2 billion worth of product annually. Your personal take? $1.5 million monthly. But money stopped meaning anything years ago. You have 17 cars you've never driven, a yacht you've never sailed, art you've never looked at. You can't attend your daughter's quinceañera, too dangerous, too exposed. You can't visit your mother's grave. She died 3 years ago. You watched the funeral through a drone feed. Your wife lives in a separate house. You see her once a month, maybe. Your children don't know what you do. They think you're a businessman who travels a lot. They're teenagers now. They have iPhones and Instagram accounts that your security team monitors 24/7. You live in a golden cage, and the paranoia is eating you alive. Your head of security has been acting strange lately, taking calls in private, meeting with people you don't recognize. Is he talking to the DEA? Is he planning a coup? Is he loyal and you're just losing your mind? You can't know. You can never know. So you do what all powerful men eventually do. You execute 2 of your lieutenants based on suspicion alone. Better safe than sorry. Their families receive $50,000 each. Condolence payments. Business as usual. Level 7. Cartel leader. El jefe de jefes. You're 44. You built this empire. Or maybe you inherited it from your father. Or maybe you killed your way to the top, stepping over the bodies of men who trusted you. Either way, you're the boss now. Your organization moves 150 tons of cocaine annually. You have operations in 23 countries. You have politicians in 8 Mexican states under your direct control. Governors, senators, federal judges. You're worth an estimated $4 billion. Forbes once put you on their billionaires list. You thought it was funny. Your face is on every wanted list in the Western Hemisphere. The United States has a $15 million bounty on your head. The Mexican government has deployed 5,000 Marines specifically to capture you. You move between safe houses every 72 hours. You communicate through handwritten notes that get burned after reading. You've had plastic surgery 3 times. Your own children haven't seen your real face in 7 years. You meet with leaders of other cartels. You divide Mexico like a business merger. You get Sinaloa, Sonora, Baja California, and Chihuahua. CJNG gets Jalisco, Michoacán, and Guanajuato. Gulf Cartel gets Tamaulipas and Veracruz. Everyone makes money. Everyone stays alive. But it never lasts. Someone always gets greedy. Someone always wants more. A plaza boss in Sonora starts skimming. $2 million over 6 months. You have him and his entire family killed. 17 people. The youngest was 8 years old. You didn't want to kill the children, but you had to. Rules are rules. If you show weakness once, you're dead. A rival cartel breaches the agreement. They start moving product through your territory. You respond with war. For 3 months, Culiacan becomes a battlefield. 847 people die. Police stations burn. Bodies hang from bridges. Schools close. Businesses shutter. The government sends 10,000 troops. They accomplish nothing. They're outgunned, outbribed, outmaneuvered. Eventually, you negotiate a new agreement, new boundaries, new terms, until the next betrayal. This is your life now, An endless cycle of war and peace, trust and betrayal, power and paranoia. You can't retire. If you try, your own people will kill you. You know too much. You're too dangerous to be left alive. You can't surrender. The Americans will put you in a concrete box until you die. You can't run. Every intelligence agency on Earth is hunting you. You're the most powerful criminal in the Western Hemisphere. You're also the loneliest man alive. Level 8, ADX Florence, Supermax. They got you. Maybe it was a raid. Navy SEALs and Mexican Marines hitting your compound at 4 a.m. Maybe it was a betrayal. Your own security chief, working for the DEA for 3 years, feeding them your location. Either way, you're in a cell now. ADX Florence, Florence, Colorado. The most secure prison on Earth. Your cell is 7 feet by 12 feet. Concrete walls, steel door, a slit window that shows a sliver of sky. You're underground, literally, buried in the Rocky Mountains. You spend 23 hours a day in isolation, 1 hour for exercise, alone, in a concrete pit. You eat alone, you shower alone, you exist alone. The guards don't speak to you. They communicate through written notes slid under your door. You have no phone calls, no visitors, no contact with the outside world. You're serving life plus 30 years, no possibility of parole, no possibility of escape. El Chapo escaped maximum security prison twice in Mexico, once through a tunnel, once through bribery. He's in the cell next to yours now, has been since 2019. He'll die here, so will you. You had $4 billion. You had 800 men willing to die for you. You had governors and generals on your payroll. Now you have 4 concrete walls and a toilet that flushes automatically. You think about the people you killed, the families you destroyed, the towns you turned into graveyards. You think about your daughter's quinceañera that you watched through a drone, your mother's funeral you couldn't attend, your children who grew up without knowing their father. Was it worth it? You already know the answer. But it doesn't matter anymore. You have the rest of your life to think about it. Level 9, the successor. But the cartel doesn't die with you. Your nephew takes over, or your lieutenant, or a man you've never met who climbed the same ladder you did. Someone always steps up. The drugs keep flowing, the money keeps moving, the bodies keep piling up. The DEA announces your capture as a major victory. Politicians give speeches, headlines celebrate. Meanwhile, in Culiacan, a 14-year-old boy sits outside a convenience store. He has a phone, a Coke, and one job: watch the road. He earns $50 a week. He doesn't go to school anymore. His father was killed by the cartel 2 years ago. His mother works 2 jobs. A man approached him last week, offered him a chance. He said yes. Of course he said yes. What choice did he have? He's you, 25 years ago, sitting on the same plastic chair, watching the same road, dreaming of something better. The ladder stretches above him. Halcón, transportista, cobrador, cell leader, regional operator, plaza boss, cartel leader. He doesn't know yet that every rung is built on bones. He doesn't know that the top is a prison, more confining than any cell. He'll learn. They all learn. This is the cartel, not a gang, a corporation, a multi-billion-dollar empire built on blood, cocaine, and the endless hunger of the American market. You were the king. Now you're a cautionary tale, a ghost story that mothers tell their children. This is what happens when you think you're untouchable. But there's always another kid watching the road. Always. If you want to understand how cartels recruit children and why the cycle never breaks, watch The Lost Boys of Sinaloa, because the youngest sicario in Mexican history was 11 years old. And his story will haunt you.